Good morning, everybody. In a few minutes, we're going to have the new moon in Scorpio. This is a very special new moon for me and for the world. Pluto is about to move in, 18 days from Capricorn, where it's been since 2008-9, to the good sign of Aquarius. And so Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. And this is the last new moon there. That means that it is interesting because we're going to be starting something new, but at the same time, we're very much aware of what is ending in society, Capricorn. So I just came back from New York. I spent there 2 days. It was quite interesting because I had a very adverse relationship to the city, having left 4 years ago during this pandemic. And I had been there only once this summer, and I just didn't feel like being there. I'm very much connected to my emotional body, so when I don't feel that I can be safe in a place, I just don't put myself in that situation. Same if I don't feel safe with a group of people, I don't do that either. But this is what I discovered this time, that it was beautiful. It is not New York. I love that city. That city has so many memories of so many people going there with dreams and actually, like me, testing the ground for several years. So when I think about New York gave me my spiritual life, and it gave me also my creative life. It gave me the language of both, because I gave myself the time there for 27 years, which is almost a full Saturn cycle. I arrived there in 94, September 18, and I left July 30th, 2020. So it was a very beautiful cycle. And by being there in the last 2 days and meeting people that I knew from before and having conversations, I realized a couple of things, that the city has changed is because the people that are in it are vibrating of a different frequency that I am. I'm not going to speak about high or low because it's not that. I mean, I don't speak in vibrations that way. I feel more like in tune or out of tune, dissonance or resonance. So my energy right now, it's more open and quiet, and it's very much focused on the inside. I'm transforming a lot of things from inside of myself. So this new moon that falls at literally 3 degrees of my natal moon in Scorpio, it falls at 9 degrees of Scorpio, my 9th house, but it also conjuncts my MC, the top of the heaven, and my Neptune in my 10th house. There's an opposition with my Sun, Jupiter, and Mercury in Taurus, trines my Pluto, Uranus in 7th and 8th house Virgo, sextiles my South Node, trines my North Node in Cancer, and it also trines my Chiron in Pisces. So it also trines my Saturn in Pisces. So this is interesting because it is I have a deep awareness about what's going on, because I've been taking the time to reflect in the last months about what is it that I would like to fulfill as a purpose. My moon is my identity, and I came with a very clear identity to be very intensely identified with things that are very scorpionic. So I'm, intensity is very piercing. It's in my 9th house. It's all about expansion. And when I'm here expanding is mostly a curiosity in trying to find new aspects and new ways of thinking, or new, not necessarily ideologies, but become aware of those. Because if I understand that we're being programmed and in purpose, I have to say, I want to understand what the program is. So today I'm embracing the opportunity for new renewal and expansion, and how I'm going to tap into new philosophies, new ways of identifying myself in society with responsibility, because I want to be responsible for everything that I put out there, but as well for everything that I give myself the opportunity to learn. It is a journey after all. So I want to be very mindful of this practical transformations, and because it is opposing my Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter in Taurus, I want to create this balance where both my public and my inner persona are in balance. So I am aware of what I'm going to put out in the world, and it's a new beginning for that. And I've seen it change a lot. I'm more vocal about my opinions or my experience in life. I just published a book. Thank you everybody who got it. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. And I'm just basically reflecting on the past lessons that I had socially, like in connections, in group experiences, and how to get into a new relationship with that. Also, what else can I say about that? Well, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there and then probably come back. So the book arrived to many places, and super excited about the comments and people sending me pictures and videos, and I'll put a little reel about it perhaps for the next week. I'm going to have a sale of the book. I think I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to put the price of the book alone, 20% off, plus shipping. So that's going to start, I think, the 5th of November, as well as I'm going to put out the digital version, not the EPUB, but the digital, like a PDF if you want to have it. So I'm going to give you the links next week. And again, thank you everybody who bought the pre-sale. You all got a beautiful print and dedicated book. This book with the 20% off is just going to be shipped directly to you guys. No print, no dedication. Sorry. And so that's that. So I went to New York because I was asked by the University of Texas, where I have a beautiful commission that I created in 2020, where I finalized it for the Jackson Geoscience School at Austin. And people who take care of that commission are called landmarks. And the person who directs the program is a wonderful woman that I met over 12 years ago. Her name is Andrea. And we had started talking about the commission exactly in 2011. And due to technical things, I was able to create it. I got paid, but then it was put on hold for several years. And during the pandemic, I remember I called her and I said, "Hey, Andrea, the things that were supposed to happen technical wise didn't. Why don't we just rethink it over if there's any still interest from the school?" And she said, "Absolutely, let's do that." So I ended up creating finishing, or actually I had to almost start from beginning. Not fully, I had done all the research, but I had taken more footage and put it together in a different way. And what it came out was really beautiful. They're very pleased. I'm very happy. I always, for me, it's very important to feel not just happy with my work, but feel that the purpose of it, the intention of it is fulfilled. So it was beautiful. I wanted to talk about new moon intention. So that's where I'm going to divert right now. I may come back to New York and what happened there. But so new moons are all about intentions, aspirations. When you hear the word aspiration, it comes from aspire, which is also related to breathing. So what is it that you want to breathe in the next cycle? Not only the next 28 days, but also the next, 20 years with Pluto and Aquarius. What is it that you want to? What is it that you aspire to? And because it is in Aquarius, what kind of innovation you want to do in your life? What kind of technology you want to learn? What other skill do you know? What are you thinking about? What the world's going to be? What do you think people need? What do you think you need emotionally in your life? What do you need to go and focus your energy and start a new beginning? So this intention is very important today. You have a couple of days to actually set it up. I mean, if you miss the new moon's time, which is now, doesn't matter. You can still go and, have a reflection about your deepest commitment that you're going to have. Scorpio is about commitment. It's about merging with the other. That could be an idea, a situation, or thing, and merging with it intimately. So you become it. You master it. You then live it through to the point that one day when it's over, like Pluto and Capricorn, we don't have to be looking back on like, boo, 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 hoo. I miss Pluto and Capricorn. Not. It is a process of metamorphosis, of transformation, of realization. But at the same time, it requires your commitment. So what is it that you're going to commit to? What kind of life do you want to have? You see the world right now, there's not a lot of stuff happening that makes you feel or make one feel that, oh, yippee, yippee, you are entering a nice space. But I will say the contrary. Your intentions matter so much because we are co-creating this universe. So if it's fear that is impeding you to move forward, that is making you feel that you don't have the strength to go to a new place, well, then confront that fear. Treat the fear like my teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, taught me to. You invite your fear for tea and you say, hey, little fear, do you want to have a conversation with me and tell me exactly what is it that you're so frightened about? Because when fear speaks to you, because you confront it, fear just disappears because you start seeing that you had the courage in the first place to confront it. So Scorpio moon needs courage to be confronted. So you need courage right now to actually take time to have a new aspiration, a new intention, because Scorpio at the very end is looking to be powerful. It is not powerful yet. That's why it's so manipulative. That's why it could be so revengeful. That's why it can be so angry. And now we have Mars squaring that Pluto for the next 6 months. And so we're going to be confronted with a desire to do something and it might not work. And so we think that it's the thing, situation, or person that is impeding us to actually move forward or actualize what we want to do. So it is understanding that right now with this new moon, the intention is actually to look back in, to use everything that is in front of you as your mirror, to see what's going to happen from here until April 27th, which is very funny. It's not funny, but it is. It's not funny, haha. But the last confrontation of Pluto and Mars is going to be at 3 degrees of Leo, Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius. Mars in Leo after a long retrograde. And guess what? They're going to be squaring exactly my Jupiter, Sun. And that is connected to today's new moon, actually, because the new moon is in my 9th house that is represented by Jupiter. So there is something very interesting about my chart in the last few years, if not since I was born. I am here to actually explore new ways of thinking, new philosophies, and that's why I'm always learning, exploring education, and that's why I've been calling myself a polymath in the last few years, because I have acquired knowledge through experience about certain subjects. And I'm also willing to facilitate and offer that knowledge to others, not through my teachings, because I'm not a guru teacher, but through my experience. So I want to open always a space so we can have conversations and people can learn from my stories. But at the same time, I inspire them to go on their own. That's why I wrote the book. And so my book is about that. But so I was just saying the power. So Scorpio has no power, and Scorpio, in order to be integrated with this polarity, needs to go back to Taurus. And Taurus is about, anybody remembers what Taurus is about? But Taurus is about essential needs. So if you have not yet covered what you need in your life, and you don't value the time in your life, and you're still limping that way, literally and figuratively, it is because you have not taken care of understanding what is it that you need from your heart, not from society, because a lot of people are just doing the work that society tells them to do. And that's where I think there's a failure. I see a lot of NPCs, people who don't know who they are, following the crowd, answering questions just like robots. And I think the last few years we got a lot of damage in society because a lot of people are very lost. And I don't want to feel like I'm superior or inferior because I think I know where I'm going, because I don't. Actually, I could be the only person in this world that is completely wrong. But I'm open to try something new. So that's my courage, like willing to jump to another realm to see if perhaps that other aspect will bring me something where I can relate to that is different. Because in my life, it's interesting, the Taurus is asking me to kind of stay still where I am and don't worry, don't move, why change? But the Scorpio is like, no, let's mix with the other, let's transform ourselves. And then I have Aquarius rising, and it's like, oh my God, I just want to explore new things all the time. So I'm looking at the chart right now. I'm trying to see what other aspects we're having, other than the one I said before, that is the Pluto. It's going to be finalized tomorrow. So that's something that is strong in the air, strong. We also have a Jupiter-Venus opposition in Sag and Gemini. Jupiter is retrograde. So there's going to be a lot of thought about what are, how you relate to the ideas of new ideologies or new ways of thinking. Have you discovered new things that you want to study? Do you want to invest some time in it? And Venus is just going to give you the value of that need to be able to be explored. So there's so many things about exploration, especially in my chart, but also for the collective. And I have already written, but I'm not going to publish yet, probably next week. So I want to give myself some time. New offerings that I have, new ways of asking for to be valued in terms of money with my offerings. So I have created different ranges of readings, because I used to have just one full price, but right now I decided to do something a little bit different to try and offer a different range, and also the mentorships and the study groups. I'm about to open a new study group, but I'm going to tell you all about it soon because it's quite exciting. It's quite exciting. I'm actually very inspired these days. If I could go like 100 different directions, I would, but I have to actually put it on the side, look at it, and see where that wavelength lands me. Because I'm starting something completely new as of November. And so I came back from New York, and I'm starting to prepare my keynote for the Bitcoin conference, Adopting Bitcoin in El Salvador next month. And actually in 2 weeks, I'm going to be speaking. That's something new for me. That's a new way that I'm going to be portraying my persona to a bunch of people that I actually respect very much. And they used to be my heroes. Right now, they're my colleagues. And, but I'm still feeling very worried about it. Not worry. Like, okay, I must prepare so I can feel that I can be speaking from my heart, from my truth. I just don't want to be a speaker because it is called to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker because it is very interesting that I'm giving the space, and also very grateful for that, to show up and through my authenticity and open up other ways of thinking and consciousness. That's what Bitcoin did to me. So I'm very interested in speaking about that. So I feel the energy very soothing and caring, but that caring comes from my heart, not from anything or anybody. That's what I have to say. We have to start really resonating more with our wavelength. So the last thing I'm going to say about New York, which I just noticed, and I did a little reel yesterday for Instagram, is like I noticed underneath a lot of fear, just a lot of fear. Met with few people, and what I got was that they're very afraid of moving. But I think that the fear is felt in the air, on the ground, because a lot of people in general are very afraid because of the election. So I'm going to say something, could be anathema, but it doesn't matter who wins on Tuesday. I already cast my vote. I voted for my property rights. I voted for the rights of my body, which they were infringed and they were violated during this administration. I voted because of it, I was able to educate myself and understand really what is essential in my life. To understand if I want to be free, I have to know what freedom is. So actually, because of it, despite of it, I ended up learning new things, new ways of thinking. But I'm not going to vote for them as well this time because they're, I don't want the destruction of my country. I actually love this place very much. And, but it doesn't matter. Next week, it is what it is, and it will be whatever it will be. So I will just do my very best to be myself, to be authentic, to bring inspiration to people, to be kind. That's one thing that I noticed. Kindness. I used to practice kindness so much the last years when I was in New York because I was not in a good place, and kindness gave me back. Self-love was beautiful. I talk to everybody in New York, from the cab driver to the person who's cleaning my room in the hotel, or anybody in the subway that I can just cast a smile, or just, people who serve me my coffee or wherever I go. I actually love talking to strangers and just asking them questions and being kind to them, because when I'm kind to them, I'm kind to myself. Kindness is one of the most beautiful virtues. And the way I started practicing kindness was I was smiling when I was by myself, which I am right now. And so when I noticed that, I used to smile and laugh, and not make fun of me, but laugh at the fact that I was just smiling on my own. But that smile was full of love. And that's what I have for all of you. I have a lot of love and courage, my friends. We can do this together and alone, especially alone. And then you'll meet the frequency that you need to vibrate in. And then you can co-create this beautiful universe in the best way if you have already set up an intention about your life. So what is it that you're closing? What is it that you're letting go? Just let it go. And what is it that you're initiating? And that's really powerful. But remember, the other person is not the enemy. You're not your enemy. You can just be kind and you will see what comes out of it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.